Yo, boys, what's up? Welcome in. New day, new me, new concepts, new content. Exciting day. Great to be here. Computer might be crying, but it doesn't matter. If you guys don't know, you're new. Well, we're all new to this. Brand new thing. Live streaming every Saturday, 5 p.m. unless stated otherwise. I'm going to do 3 topics. The whole entire stream will be up on the podcast as I welcome all the people in from the podcast now, as I've just hit the record button accidentally late on that one. That won't happen every time. And yeah, I'm going to have 3 topics, and those 3 topics are going to be made into 3 videos for the channel every single week. So the main channel, Sentry17, you're going to have 3 uploads a week now, which is incredible. Hopefully, more and more people will come to join us on Saturday nights, which will be a lot of fun. Maybe we won't just stick to baseball, but mostly baseball related. You know what I'm saying? So, we could go ahead and we can get right into topic number 1. This still seems a little bit loud. It has to be. I'm just going to turn it down for myself and then turn it down a little bit here. Alright, music should be good. Let's go ahead and get into topic number 1. That's not what it is. That's not what it is either. It's this one. Boys, I've been thinking to myself, Shohei Ohtani just went to the Dodgers, and I'm like, their financial situation is not looking so great 10 years from now, which who cares? If they win 2 World Series, no one's going to care. That's all that they want. So today I decided to go ahead and I'm going to rank every MLB team's financial situation on a tier list. Now, if you're on the podcast side, obviously you're not seeing the visuals unless the video podcast gets put up. It depends on what gets put up. But for the most part, it's mostly just going to be the audio. So we got 5 tiers. Change it up a little bit. We got the elites. We got the ones that are pretty nice, mid, the ones that are not ideal, and the ones that are cursed financial situations. And I'm going to explain a little bit of it, but mostly try to move through these pretty quickly. We're starting off with the Diamondbacks. Their payroll's not super high. They bring in free agents every once in a while. They've kind of just a mid payroll. They're kind of a right around league average when it comes to payment anyway, and that's when they have a bunch of young guys on the roster, so not much to say about them. The Braves sneaky don't spend a ton of money. Their payroll is going to be higher, but they tend to really kind of pull from within rather than go out and spend money on free agents a lot. It shows. Dansby walks, Freeman walks, and it might not have been their fault, but they don't go out and get the big free agent name every single time. So overall, their financial situation is pretty nice just because you know that they'll make trades and they'll have the money to pay for those guys, but overall, like, they just don't spend a lot of money. Moving on to the Orioles, it's pretty cursed. They have like the lowest payroll in baseball. They never spend. Hopefully that's turning, but for right now it's cursed. Not much more to say. The Red Sox, they always will have a lot of money. It's pretty nice. They just aren't spending a lot of money right now. They have it, they're just not spending it. Which almost makes me want to put it in. I am going to put it in mid because they're not spending their money, which is probably an ownership thing, which probably means they just don't want to spend a lot of money. So it's whatever. The Cubs recently have been spending the money on the free agents, which we saw that their owners are rich people. I'm going to put it in pretty nice. Their owners are really rich. They own multiple sports teams. I believe soccer team or something like that, and maybe another team as well. We knew they had money. They just weren't spending it on this baseball team. They have been recently, and as if you're a Cubs fan and you know you're in play for a lot of guys, you're in play for Shohei Ohtani. You know that you have owners who now want to spend, so we'll put you there. The White Sox are an interesting one. Their biggest free agent contract was given out last year. It was to Andrew Benintendi. Overall, it's not cursed. It's not ideal. It's almost cursed, to be honest, because they also just don't have a high payroll, but they at least give extensions to people sometimes, but it's not ideal overall. I'm going to put the Reds in the same. I'm going to put them in not ideal. They've had to let stars walk, Castellanos most recently. But they brought in Candelario this year, and they've brought in Nick Martinez. They spent money this year, which is a little bit surprising, so it makes me want to put them a little bit higher than cursed. The Guardians definitely cursed. They do not spend money. Lindor had to leave because they could not pay for him. Ramirez almost had to leave. If he didn't take such a team-friendly contract, he'd be gone. Yeah, overall, they don't spend any money. They're going to trade away their pieces, Bieber, guys like that. So it's not super exciting. To the Rockies, they spend money in the wrong place. It's not ideal. I'm not going to say that it's cursed. It's just they spend money on free agents for sure. Chris Bryant got a pretty nice contract that just didn't make any sense to me. So it's almost like their GM or just like who they are spending it on is not great. The Tigers, I'm actually going to move into mid. Ever since Miggy, they knew Miggy was coming off the books, and they've spent money the last few years combined, knowing that he would. Javi Baez did not work out, but that's not really part of this exercise. So you're looking at them now, what their financial situation looks like, and they're spending money in the right places, bringing in veteran guys. They brought in 2 nice starting pitchers in Flaherty and Maeda in this offseason. So I'm going to put it in mid. I don't think it's like nice, but not ideal is not how I'd put it. They're starting to spend money, definitely. Astros, I'm going to put in pretty nice. They also don't bring in a ton of free agents, like big free agent guys. They brought in Abreu last year, who not working out for them right now. It's a lower contract, but they're spending a lot of money on the guys they bring internally, kind of similar to the Braves. So I'm going to put them in pretty nice. They have a pretty high payroll, so I'll put them at pretty nice. Kansas City, this one's hard because like the last week they've spent like $100 million in players in free agency. It's weird. It's really weird. Overall, they're not spending it in the right place. It's all short-term contracts. So if I'm being honest, if they continue this trend, they could be going up and up and up. I'm going to put them in mid. It just doesn't seem like they could have much more to say about that. The Angels, it's not ideal. They're still spending money. They still have a higher payroll, and you know that they will go out and buy other people. They just didn't have the offer for Shohei Ohtani, and they knew that was in the cards. So they knew he wasn't going to come back. They're just not. They also don't put money in the right place. So that's how that's working right now. Dodgers are an interesting one. They're kind of the point of this exercise. Their future, as I said, it's cursed. If we're talking about 10 years from now, it's cursed. Right now, it's elite. Just because Ohtani is making the $2 million, which that's the real money. The luxury tax money is $46 million or whatever. But if you're looking at just the real money right now and how much they're saving on him because of that, it allows them to get more pieces. They're set up for success. So I will put them into the elite category. The Marlins, they don't spend money. They're cursed, man. Guys walk on them all the time. They had their superstar, and they had to trade him away because they could not afford him after they extended him, which is the silliest part about the whole thing. Brewers, I'm going to say not ideal. It's not cursed because they have gotten some players, but they also don't spend a lot of money. They're clearing house right now. They just extended Chourio before he's played a game above the AA level, which is unbelievable. So that's how they're going right now. But they bought out all his pre-arb years plus some more. So that's an interesting one. The Mets, it's always going to be elite because it doesn't matter how much money is not existent to them. You might be thinking, then why are they not getting all these guys? It's because they tried that last year. They tried bringing in every superstar. It did not work. Steve Cohen's gotten smart. He used his money, and he spent $80 million on 2 prospects pretty much for the Scherzer and Verlander deals. And so money just doesn't exist. He's just kind of playing with it now and being a lot smarter with it. The Yankees, it's almost just becoming who spends the most money. The Yankees' financial future is not ideal. I don't think it's looking very good because if you're looking at how much money they have invested long-term in people, LeMahieu still got years on him. Giancarlo Stanton is killing their payroll right now. But the thing is, money doesn't exist to them. With the Mets, it's like they don't have guys on long-term deals. Lindor, obviously, is on the long-term deal. Who else, though? Like McNeil, whatever. Not very long. Everyone else will come off the books before you know it. So it's almost like just because they have put so many long-term deals into their contracts and into their books, it's not an ideal spot to be in. The A's, it's cursed. I'm not even gonna talk about it. We'll move to the Phillies. The Phillies, they've got money invested very long term in two guys. You got Bryce Harper, who, ironically, probably more shaky than the other one, Trey Turner. Trey Turner is one of the best, if not the best, athletes in baseball, and we know that he is going to be a guy who can play at a high level into his later contract. Bryce Harper, on the other hand, with the amount of injuries he's had in his career, it's hard to say whether or not his later career is going to be anything that's worth the money he's going to be getting, $27 million, which might not be anything by the time we get there. I'm not here to talk about politics. So that's what makes it confusing with the Phillies. Other than that, they've got a bunch of ARB guys, pre-ARB guys. Bryson Stott, one of their most impact players, is making $750K this year. On the pitching side, they just got Nola. Nola throws a wrench in this whole thing. I can't put them in the same as the Yankees because they don't have as many guys locked up long term that are going to hurt them or are hurting them right now. I'm going to put them in mid. They've got money that they can spend, excess money, but I think that the Nola contract is what brings them down right now. The Pirates, it's cursed as well. They just don't spend money, and if they do, it's just not good. Padres, we'll move on quickly. Padres is definitely cursed. They are so down bad that they had to take a loan to pay their players last year. They had to trade away Juan Soto, who probably their best player on their team out of all those starts because they have so much money invested in the other guys. The Bogart signing was what was... I can't even call it greedy. It just wasn't good. I mean, he didn't have a bad year last year. It just was the fact that why are you giving like 12 years or whatever they did to him, man? It just does not make a lot of sense to me. That's just how the market played out. Saved a little bit of money per year on it, but so many years invested in that team. The Mariners, I'm going to be honest, I think theirs is mid. It's close to pretty nice because it all depends on what their organizational direction is from here. They've been clearing money off the books for something. I don't know what it is, but I would think a move coming in here somewhere. Eugenio got moved off the books, a couple other players. So it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see where they go from here. The Giants, it's got to be nice. It's just the fact that the players decide they don't want to play in San Francisco, which it's just because the city's not great. But they are constantly in on every free agent. They give offers to every free agent. Apparently, they gave the same contract that the Dodgers did to Ohtani. He just didn't want to. He would rather play in LA than in San Francisco. Cardinals don't have a ton of long-term guys. Like, they have guys coming off the books. Arenado is the exception. He's the guy locked up. I'm going to put this one in pretty nice just because they have a lot of young talent on their team, which is going to need to be extended soon. Goldie, maybe give him an extension. I'll be interested to see what they do with him. But their pitchers are on short-term deals, obviously. So, overall, it's pretty nice if you're the Cardinals. Tampa Bay, it's just not financially, man. It's got to be cursed. They refuse to use money. They just had to trade away Glass now, and it's just not looking good. If you're the Rangers right now, with all the money you've invested, how is it looking? Well, obviously you just turned it into a World Series, so great for you. Hopefully you made your money back, or you will make your money back. This is an interesting one. They got a lot of money invested in old pitchers right now. Overall, I'm going to put it in not ideal because they've got guys on very long-term deals, and then they've got their pitching rotation is old, and a lot of money is invested into it. So I'm going to say no, I don't think it's ideal. The Twins, it's mid. It's like every time they want to spend money, it's like it just never ever comes to fruition, which just, it doesn't make sense to me. Whatever, you do you, but I'm done with them, man. The Blue Jays, I'm going to say pretty nice. They've spent a lot of money, especially recently. The Rogers Corporation or whatever that owns them, they're in on everybody as well, just like they were about to be in on Ohtani. So it's got to be pretty nice. And then the Nationals will finish this one off. The Nationals, it's not ideal because we've seen them spend money. They still have to pay for the Strasburg thing. It's trending upward, but once they can move off of everything else, then they'll be fine. So that does it. That's the tier list here for every team's financial situations. Alrighty, boys. We're going to be moving on to topic number 2, which is going to be this one. Sorry, my camera did not change at all. So let me fix this real quick. So this is how it's going to work. In between, we got a little bit of time. We'll talk. Maybe talk about if there's people in the chat. We'll talk about stuff like that. Right now, not really. But we got our next topic we're going to move into now, and it's going to be the Yankees versus the world. So yeah, welcome on in. Yankees versus the world. It's a tier list style. Well, we've got this. The Yankees are in the middle. We're going to go through every team. We're going to say which teams are better, which teams are worse than the Yankees in their current state. Starting with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Overall, I think the Diamondbacks kind of thing, like they were kind of one of the worst, if not the worst team to make the World Series ever. Guys coming off the books, I know they brought in Eduardo. I think the Yankees are a better team than the Diamondbacks right now. Braves, I don't think it's a question. They're definitely better. Orioles, I would say, are just the better version of the Diamondbacks at this point. They've spent a little bit less money, a lot of it less money than the Diamondbacks have. The Red Sox, I'm going to put in definitely worse. Yeah. Man, I messed myself up when I said something there. Red Sox, yeah, they're worse. They just don't have as much superstar power as the Yankees have. The Yankees have guys who are just old, but the Red Sox not in as good of a position. Cubs are a difficult one. In their current state, I'm going to say worse. But if they add somebody, bring back somebody, then they definitely have the chance to be better. White Sox, it's worse, definitely. Reds, I'm going to say worse as well. And then we can keep going. Definitely Guardians, Rockies, Tigers, I will put worse. We can throw some no-brainers. A's, Pirates can go in there. Anybody else a no-brainer? Nationals, probably a no-brainer in there. And the Royals, though they're better, they're adding to their team, definitely worse. So those are the ones that are, like, without a doubt, worse than the Yankees. Let's move on to the Astros. Actually very close. The Astros' rotation underperformed overall. I think their offense is better. I'm going to put them just slightly better than the Yankees. I know that their records were not close last year and achievement was not close, but I think the Astros are just a little bit better than what the Yankees are. Move to the Angels. Angels are definitely worse. Just don't have it really for this year. Dodgers, after adding Ohtani, I mean, of course, better than the Yankees. They're just the glorified version of the Yankees. They just are better at spending their money. So, dude, there was a sneaky low amount of money on their books before the Ohtani thing. Like, less money than the Rockies. So, it's kind of crazy. Marlins, I'm going to put worse. I also think that they were one of the worst teams to make the playoffs last year. I'm going to put them into the worst category. Brewers are now worse. They're offloading everybody, and even beforehand probably weren't great anyway, in great position anyway. But yeah, they're starting to trade away guys. Burns is probably next. Definitely not as good as the Yankees. The Mets, as it stands right now, are not as good. By the end of the offseason, we'll see where they're at. They haven't spent really anything yet. They're bringing in a lot of lower-level guys, but trying to build the farm back up and stuff. Interested to see where the Mets will go. Not as good as the Yankees right now. Phillies, I would say definitely better. Phillies are like projected to have the best rotation and bullpen in baseball this year, and Phillies fans are clamoring for, like me, clamoring for another starter. So we'll see how that one works. Padres, I'm going to go worse. They also have spent a lot of money, but just not as well as the Yankees have. I don't think that this year they will compete as well as the Yankees will. Mariners, offloading guys as well. They're trading away their guys. I'm going to put them in worse. I think the Yankees are better. I think the Yankees have more star power and a better rotation, good bullpen, more in the lineup. Giants are also going to go into worse, and I'll group them with the Cardinals because I feel like these teams are sorry about that. These teams are a little bit like similarly not constructed, but like skill level wise right now. The Giants brought in Jung-Hoo Lee. They're trying to get better, but it's just not working a ton right now. The Rays, after getting rid of Glasnow, on paper, I don't like this Rays team as much as I like this Yankees team. I think the Yankees are better. And they have a better roster. There's no doubt. It's just going to be a thing is Kevin Cash can be able to do it again. Rangers just won the World Series. There's nothing you can do. They're going to be better. Twins, Twins have gotten worse so far this offseason. I will also put them in the worst category. And then we go to the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays are the anomaly in the AL East in the fact that this team, I think, might be better, man. Like, they have younger and slightly better players kind of all over the field compared to the Yankees, outside of, like, Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole. Rotation on the Blue Jays might be better, too. It's close, but it might be better. So, after our exercise, puts the Yankees as the 8th best team in baseball. It's kind of crazy. Just that the Juan Soto move kind of really put them up there. So, we'll see how that one works. All right, that does it for topic number 2. We're kind of close to being done here. We'll go to topic number 3. If you're on the podcast side of this thing, and I apologize, it's not going to be as smooth for you, but we're looking at MLB memes on Reddit, just MLB stuff on Reddit, which this should be fun. This should be fun. So, I saw this one at the beginning. This is pretty funny. It's like the deferral. It's that's pretty funny. I like that one. I like that one. I'm not great at reacting to things, so I want to do it more. Let's watch this. Not a lot of people post on this, but let's see if we can find some gold. Surprise Burger King ad.
Josh Tolle is using that new glove he has broken in. This is the second time he's used that. It's right out in center field.
See there right up the scoreboard. Ramirez has said something to the home plate umpire.
Hello, thank you for calling Burger King. How can I help you?
I thought this was going to be real.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be real until, like, a little bit ago.
I don't know how they're going to treat this.
That's pretty funny. 2006 World Champions, 2023, though Ohtani was on a plane. Wow. Man, they're down bad, man. I feel bad for them, that whole situation. Feel bad for the fans. The rest of the NL West to the Dodgers. Nah, that one's not that good. This is funny. He's saying, like, the Angels, like, don't change without Ohtani. They're just, like, the same thing. It's not wrong, man. I don't know. It's not that bad. It's not that wrong. Oh, this image is not working. Shots fired. Wow. ESPN 30 for 30 presents Mike fires from pitching to oh, my gosh. That's fantastic. World Series, Game 1. Game. Wow. Yeah, I mean, they're not wrong. It is funny because, like, yeah, they were blowing them out and then had to go crazy because they won the World Series. But it was like, you know, they knew they were going to win by, like, the 3rd inning. So, nothing you can do. First time in franchise history, the Texas Rangers are World Series champions. Dude, some of these are not good. Can somebody with video editing make this an incredible meme? Nope, sorry. Live look at the Rangers dugout. All we had to do was get... That's good. I like that one. Philly fans will say refs didn't miss calls or make incorrect calls in the Dolphins game, then say the umps missed calls and made incorrect calls in the Diamondback series in the same breath. Oh, man. Yeah, well, can't have it all. I'm not an Eagles fan, by the way. I'm a Bills fan, not from Philly, so that's the difference there. When you realize Bochy wanted the Astros to win the division for home field advantage. Whoa. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The only way to stop your kid from crying in the restaurant. That's real. Yeah. Just doing the crossword. Oh, my gosh. Bro, are you serious? That's terrible. I really hope he's not guilty, bro. He was a superstar. He was so good. I hope he was not guilty. Nobody's going to want to play Tampa Bay or Baltimore in the That's good. That's good. Inspired by some comments from the Kent Urbeck thread on r/baseball. Rotten hell, cheater. That was like 32 years ago. Never forget 1991 World Series. Yes, sir. Twins fans right now. That's good. Astros at it again. Circus is back in town. I'm sorry. I'm not with it there. How the entire MLB community is reacting to Curt Schilling violating the privacy of the Wakefield family in his last 2 days. How would you like it if someone up your last days? Yeah, that was fantastic. Dude, these are not funny. See full image. Oh, wow. Wow, this aged terribly 3 months ago. How about it? Wow. Did not age well. That's fantastic. Okay, I'm not watching the rest of that. Yankees eliminated from playoffs. Red Sox have worse. Yeah, that's true. That's so true. All right, a few more. Rough economy hitting everyone. The Athletics gifted Miguel Cabrera an $80. Oh my gosh, I saw that. $80 bottle of wine. Yankees are 69-69 for the first time since 1969. Yes, sir. Footage of Kansas City Royals mascot tryouts, Kansas City, Missouri. That's fantastic. All right, last one. Dude, how many times are we going to use the Whopper song as part of the meme, bro? All right, you know what? That's enough. I'm done with these. These were not very good. We'll go somewhere else next time. All right, boys. Thanks for watching the stream. Thank you for listening on the podcast side if you were here. Those 3 videos will be coming out next week. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Have a great day.